let's finish up with you.
Yeah.
You've got a few hours before you are basically, run to ground, beaten, stripped, dragged in front of Petrin, and face justice, as you have witnessed several times, but you don't even know that yet. So what are you going to do on your monster hunt?
Give yourself some more gas.
Yeah, if that was just a marginal failure, I think you would know that this isn't working out great.
Yeah.
I failed recognizing my fail.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the worst way it could.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
So that's
Start to believe
what
your
happens.
bullshit. Yeah.
Exactly. So
I need to take a picture.
Yes.
The doom. I had to take a picture of that.
oh yes.
Documented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably the most satisfying result in the game. Sort of.
That's way up there actually. That's I guess I can just put the dice aside. We've got that covered now. Very important role now. I made 2. You are going to be at some place in organizing in your inquiries of talking to people. You will be momentarily in a place where nobody can see you. Are you leaving the keep at any point during any of this? Because you're supposed to be gathering a squad.
Yeah, I think walking around fighting some guards who are not really doing anything important right now, gathering people to investigate.
Okay. So you are getting ready to do that.
Yeah.
But for a moment, there is a period while you're in the keep when nobody is around. And it is then that the monster will ooze around the corner, and in its somewhat liquidy but form, like a big sort of it's not purely formless, but it is glossy and sleek enough, like a manta, that it's kind of weird when it creeps along. It's happier up on things because then it can jump for some lift, so it can fly, and so it'll be at least head height on a wall or a corner or something like that, and it will fix you with its stare. And so Philip, it's used its prescience to know that this is a safe time. You and it right now are safe from being discovered. So it used its psychic abilities to pinpoint a time when that was possible. And it has it's basically deciding, or it's basically looking at you with some form of, well, it's you and me. What do we do?
Kill us a Petrin.
Excellent choice, sir.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. It would make sense of my previous actions and to get away with things.
I've made a specific roll just now, which is significant for this plan. So when and how is this to be accomplished?
As soon as possible, they can get him alone, or as far away from other people. Because if I wait something's gonna happen. Not that my face can come back with. I don't know about that, but something like someone's gonna see the monster. And I'm gonna have to go hunt for it. So as soon as possible is the best option to get rid of the main threat, which is the constable right now.
Okay, so what shall you do?
Look for him, I guess. Ask around, say I have an update on the investigation. I need to speak with him alone. See if I can find him.
This is getting... You're in a race with the social implications.
Yeah, without knowing it.
Yeah, you're kind of in a race here, and you haven't taken much time, but you've taken a certain amount of time, right? So, where I think you're ahead of if I'm timing this, thinking about the timing correctly, you're faster than the social implications, which I put at about 6 or 7 hours, right, to land.
Yeah.
And I don't think you've spent 6 or 7 hours since you had that fail roll.
No.
Right. So, and then the creature has found you at a time which was the most advantageous for both of you. So let's say it would have to be ahead of. We're using its prescience as a guide here.
Yeah.
That it would have been able to find a time that would be the most advantageous. So that gives you time. Best as I can do with the systemic elements. Now, let's see whether and how you can do this. Because that thing just made a roll and I know its result. All right, let's go ahead and have him. Yeah, he's actually pretty concerned about this, and he trusts you a lot. So he's thinking a lot in terms of what could you possibly have found out that you don't want other people to know. But a lot has been going on.
Yeah.
And he'll say, as you're walking up to the top of this tower here, one of the small ones on either side of the courtyard, he says, come walk with me up here. What really concerns me is that the thing seems to know what it's doing. I mean, it's targeting specific people. It's disrupting in specific ways. It's not just, it's not a stupid creature.
No, doesn't seem like it.
And so that's what he's sort of talking about as he's working his way up. He says, things are unsettled, but I think that we can, Dafid will be coming back very soon. He will have, if we're lucky or given his skills, if we're confirmed that he has cut a food deal with Henwet, then we have a we're in good shape. But we have to demonstrate this show of strength. We have to get this thing killed. So that's the conversation as you guys are walking up the stairs in the tower. Okay, you are in a space that, as we can see, has a square roof. I was just in a Scottish castle in the last month or so. So I'm thinking about one of these corner towers and the fact that in the broad areas of the keep, what do I mean by broad? Okay, physically the staircases are broad in many of the areas of this structure. And they're also not very tall. And one thing I learned when I was running around these places was that this is very comfortable walking. It's extremely naturalistic walking to go up and down a lot of these places. So it's literally constructed to be easy to carry things and to not fatigue you by going from place to place. But those towers are completely different. those are a bitch to go up, and you have to. You definitely would not easily be able to fight your way up one against resistance, which is part of the point, you see. And also you can't see very well, like the person you're talking to. You're only seeing them from the thigh down, from below. And you can't see them at all from above.
No.
So, there's no visibility. So anyway, so that's the conversation as you guys are heading up. Yeah. Once you get up there, these things are also constructed for insane visibility, near and far. So therefore, you're easily able to see the panorama that this elevation, which is up on these big rocks here, can afford, which is quite a bit. And I don't think it's a very tiny space. I think it's more than this room. I think it's probably about twice the size of this room easily. So that's the space you're in.
Yeah.
So that is the situation. So he turns toward you. He's wearing, he's not wearing heavy armor for a battle, but he's wearing enough, like a breastplate, that more conveys a martial presence than it is full armor.
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing. He's got some armor on that specifically conveys to people who can see him that he is a fight guy and in charge. So almost certainly has the Tormau device on it. So he's he is somewhat armored. And he may not have a full kit of shield and weapons, but he would have his broadsword as almost more of a badge than a weapon. Although, given the state of the town, he needs to be able to, to cut down anybody who, tries to get him or something. So it is practical, but that's what he has.
I imagine monster is following us in some capacity behind. I'm gonna give a report, a very bullshit one, to distract him as best I can, so the monster can sneak up and do what the monster does best: attack in stealth.
Rhetoric.
That's better than my intrigue, so marginal success.
Excellent. It's not the most satisfying report you could possibly have made, but on the other hand, it's enough to capture his attention.
Yes.
However, I have also rolled for the monster's stealth already, which is the roll I was talking about. Its stealth is 54. I rolled a 57.
Oh.
So he sees it. He sees it swooping in time to realize that it is present and coming in. It's this. I think we all know that these places are very much open from, say, waist height up, and they are roofed, but it's very open to the air.
Stone wall with roof.
But with a big gap.
They're supposed to
exactly fight from it.
Yeah.
So therefore, he is not surprised. Unfortunately. Which leads us to fight with an extremely experienced and not drug-addled.
Yes, I know.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah, that makes a big difference, doesn't it? Yeah.
But does he realize that Arthur is...
Well,
the
no,
enemy.
because he didn't fail.
Yeah.
I gave a report and the monster attacked at a very bad time.
Yeah, so you still have the element of surprise.
Yeah.
That is correct, you do.
And I am intelligent enough to use the surprise.
Yes.
I'm not gonna fumble it and say, oh hey monster!
Bro hug!
Exactly.
Okay, so he is wearing gloves and boots. So those are surprisingly protective.
Yep. Yeah.
And so I'm adding a little bit to the baseline clothing. And then for the breastplate, he's super well protected on the chest, all around the back and the throat.
Yeah. Nothing down on the thighs.
No, he's just wearing the
the
breastplate.
breastplate,
He's not actually wearing a mail shirt.
No.
So or a mail tunic or anything like that, a hauberk. So yeah, he's wearing his basic clothing is sufficiently armor-ish that it's built to have armor over it.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it some values that seem right to me without looking up every last little material that they've got